Sitting in this glorious traffic here on Kingwood Drive. Sorry for the bad camera angle. Looks pretty good this morning. I wanted to share a story I had. We're doing a job today for a customer, big house. Had a pretty awesome experience with the insurance adjuster, actually. Yeah, I said it. I had an awesome experience with the insurance adjuster. Actually, most of my adjusters are experiences, meetings or whatnot, go fairly well. But this was, I'll blast her name out there, Texas Farm Bureau. Best by far. It was pretty cool. The guy wrote it all up. Depending on where you're from, I don't. Here in Texas, and most of what I experience is the adjusters come out, won't tell you hardly anything. Of course, if you're up on the roof with them, you can see them mark it up, and I always talk to them, talk about their kids and fishing and all kinds of stuff. But most of them are third party, won't tell you a whole lot. They're not at liberty to say. They'll go away, and then it takes 3 to 5 days at least for the customer to hear back from them and whatnot. Well, this experience, Texas Farm Bureau, in-house adjuster, was, I don't know how I could explain the introduction with them, but I could tell. We sat there and talked with the customer for probably 15 minutes before, talking about all kinds of things. So it was a different experience from the get-go. So we get up on the roof, we're talking and whatever, and he wasn't going to mark anything. We kept talking, and then all of a sudden he turns his, well, I probably shouldn't say everything, but he ends up finding hail damage. Some of it's old, some of it's newer. You could tell by the different things that you look for, but then also the size. Some of it we hadn't had that size hail here in the Houston and surrounding areas in a while. But so he ends up marking it up, and we're talking. He says, "Yeah, I'm going to buy this roof." Cool, really cool. Very nice house in a very prestigious neighborhood and whatnot. So we get down from the roof, and he says, "Give me about 30 minutes." Okay, so he goes to his truck. He does what you call an Xactimate. Xactimate is software used by the industry, can't say all insurance companies. The majority of insurance companies, it's kind of a standard, I should say. So he goes and puts the estimate all together, and comes back. It was a good 30 minutes or so. I had a great talk with the customer. We're chit-chatting, doing different things, talking about roofing and squirrels and weather and whatever. So comes back. This dude came back. So we're going to buy your roof. Talking to the customer, and said, I've issued your initial, what you call an ACV, actual cash value check. He basically wrote the check there on site. Wrote it. Did it online, issued it. Customer got it about 5 days later. That experience with the guy and the way that he explained everything that I needed to explain, made my job real easy. So left, whatever. I'm talking to the customer. Says, look, I'll need your deposit and signature when you're ready to go. He said, sure, let me wait till I get the check. Calls me several days later, got the check, go out, and had another. This meeting with the customer ended up being 2 hours. So here's the point of my video, or the reason why I thought I would share. He got on the internet, did some Google magic. Gotta love it. Google magic gave him, I don't know, I'm gonna find out today exactly what he Googled. But, so he got on this site and found this article that gave him the rundown on all these shingles. And he did admit, he said he looked through a couple different articles or whatever, but this was the most informative, and it was very well written and whatnot. And he said, Jason, it wasn't leaning towards one shingle or another and this and that. It really was informative. I said, okay. We're talking and talking, and he drilled me. He had all kinds of questions. He had stuff that most people don't even give a rip about. And then he said at the end, he said, now your offering is good, says it's a good offering, whatever, but it does say that this particular brand is better. I thought it wasn't leaning one way or the other. So, point being, be careful what you read. Don't always believe what you read in the papers, folks. But no, I never tell customers that there are not other good options out there as far as shingles. There are other good shingles. The main thing is if you have a good contractor that cares about what they're doing, that has guys up on the roof and installers that care about what they're doing is the main thing there. Then you can get a good roof, good, better, best, right? But there are certain reasons why we have standardized on Atlas. You can read up on them. You can do your Google magic, but Google magic, or Google, I should say, Google will return all kinds of things to you when you start looking. And I promise you, on every manufacturer out there, you can find something negative or something that they've been through or whatever. None of them are perfect. All of them have been through different things. But what did they do to correct? Just like us, we make mistakes from time to time. Contractors make mistakes, have good intentions, don't always get good results, right? Heard me say that. So what are you going to do when you screw up? And one of the reasons why I waited a long time to pick a manufacturer. One of the reasons, one of the many, is because of what Atlas did and has done over the years to improve their product. To me, it's the finest that you can get out there, and a couple of different lines or categories ordered, or category, or not category 4, but hail-resistant shingles, the standardized architectural shingles, like the Pinnacle brand that or line that we install 99% of the time. So yeah, you can find anything. You can find negative stuff about anybody out there. But don't be fooled by some of these articles and it's not. It said wonderful things about all these other manufacturers, and it did rate some of them really low, some of them good, and then the best. That's leaning, folks. That's most likely somebody with a relationship with one of these more well-known, I'm not naming them, but more well-known manufacturers or whatever that have people writing articles for them. There's bias in everything. There's bias in trucks, there's bias in tires, there's bias in AC units, whatever. So people are just writing an article. Most likely those articles are there's some bias in there that is leaning you towards one way or the other. So how to combat that, I'm going to do another video sharing some information on trying to get my topics right on it, make sure I hit all the points. But finding a good contractor, you've heard me say a little bit about it here. One of the things is look at the Google reviews, look at the Better Business, the BBB rating. Just do a little bit of homework, and then obviously always get a few guys, let them come out and talk to you, and you'll get a feel for what is and what isn't. So don't always believe what you read in the papers. Do your homework. Look at the warranty information from the shingle manufacturer, and don't just Google and settle on one. Keep searching, keep reading, and listen to the guy when he's talking to you. The contractor, the gal. There's gals out there too that do really good jobs. But listen to your contractor, and I think if you listen just for a few minutes or long enough, you'll be able to tell what is and what isn't, and mixed with your research, you should be able to make a good decision. Happy Friday, folks. We finally got some sunshine yesterday, today. I think we're gonna have a break from the weather for about 4 or 5 days, and then we'll get some more. Hope everybody on the west side of town, there was an explosion this morning over near Katy, west side of town. I hope everybody is okay and safe over there. Watch the news, listen to your folks over there about warnings and whatnot. But God bless. Have a good Friday.